All right, so you probably have heard. I kind of got into the mainstream a little bit. People sunning their balls and also their buttholes. Um, so I think Tucker Carlson on Fox News had someone on to do a segment about this. And ever since then, I mean, I've heard of it for a long time, but I also follow all the woo-woo type of stuff. So it's nothing too new for me. But a lot of people have been asking, and a lot of people have been arguing online about whether it actually has any benefit for you. So I think the first place to start with this is the sun exposure in general. For years, we've been trying to cover up from the sun. We put sunscreens on, which they now are basically finding out that sunscreen is actually what causes the cancer, not the actual sun itself. And a lot of people can't protect themselves from the sun because they eat too many seed oils, which, not to really get into that right now, but the seed oils prevent them from being able to protect themselves naturally from the sun. And they burn easier, and then they wind up getting higher rates of cancer because of all the seed oils. Basically, what happened was, since humans have been consuming large amounts of seed oils, they've been having higher rates of cancer, skin cancer. So let's get that out of the way. Now you can go to my opinion. This is my opinion. This is not medical advice and all that other bullshit. My opinion is, if the mainstream media is going after Tucker Carlson for having someone on to talk about sunning their balls to increase testosterone production and energy, then it's probably true. Because for the most part, anything the mainstream media says, do the opposite. I mean, what we've learned over the past couple of years is it's pretty much the mainstream media and the mainstream news. It's all bullshit. So that's number one. Number two, everybody knows the sun increases your vitamin D. That's why people get more sick in the winter. That's why people aren't as happy. They say people are happier in the warmer climate areas, the sun, hence why I moved to Florida. But vitamin D is basically what vitamin D is, almost acts like a hormone in your body, so it's more of a precursor. If you don't have enough vitamin D, you're not going to be able to produce enough testosterone, and it's very important for a lot of your cells' functions. And so that leads me to the next point, is the sun produces the full spectrum of rays. Now they're making lights now. I had one I've posted on Instagram. I was using it a lot in Jersey, but I haven't really used it a lot since I moved to Florida. It's like a red light. It's called Mito Red, the brand. So it's a red light, and it produces, and it gives you the red and infrared lights. So now the sun gives you all the UVA, UVB, all those different lights, but some of them you can't see. So basically what's happening is, apparently, from what I understand, is the normal rays can't penetrate the cells, but the red and infrared penetrate the cells, and your body needs the mitochondria in your cells need them to function optimally. And what happens is the water in the cells captures the infrared energy, and it creates, basically, from what I'm understanding, is increases your production of ATP. Now, ATP is basically the energy the cells uses to function. So stronger muscle contractions, more energy, improved performance or athletic performance, all the good stuff that you're looking for, that increase in ATP can help. There was a study, they've done some research on this, and one study had people, I'm jumping around here a little bit, but I'm going to go to testosterone now. One study had the sun, people expose their chest to the sun for a predetermined amount of time, and it increased their testosterone by 120%. And then another study had them do their chest and also their genitals, so sun their balls. And I think they had another study with women who did their genitals and it increased their fertility rate. These were women that couldn't have kids, and like 10% of them or 15% of them wound up being able to get pregnant after that. So just the combination of sun on the chest and the genitals increased testosterone levels 200%. Now testosterone, you need to have the vitamin D. So it's all kind of combined, getting that vitamin D, getting the testosterone to improve through vitamin D, and I think increasing your ATP production in the cells because you're getting exposed to the red and infrared light. And of course, testosterone is just not about having kids, but it's also about feeling better. Testosterone is like the fountain of youth, so everything functions better. The more optimal your testosterone levels are, the more optimally you're going to function in pretty much everything. So I'm going to come over here and show you, this is the Medo red light. You plug this in and it goes red, and this one's not that big, so you have to kind of like put it on your face or your chest, and then if you want to do your balls or your genitals, you would put it down there too. But there's something about the sun. I don't know. I use the red light a little bit, and I actually think I guess it worked pretty well this past winter for me. But there's nothing like sunlight. I think sunlight, there's something, I don't know if it's a woo-woo or it's just something more magical, and I don't know how to even describe it. With this just nothing like the sun. So red light could work for people, especially if you're up north and you don't have the sun. But if you want to try this, I suggest using regular sunlight, especially now it's summertime, so everyone should have sunlight. So basically, reading over about this red light, they're saying it's about penetration, and the wavelengths, UV, blue, green, yellow, etc., are unable to penetrate into the body. Instead, they stay in the layers of the skin. However, red and near-infrared light are able to penetrate deeper into the human body and are able to reach the cells, tissue, blood, nerves, into the bones, and even into the brain. So the benefits of red light could be skin texture, tone, smoothing fine lines and wrinkles, supporting collagen production, and generally rejuvenating the appearance in skin and hair. And then infrared penetrates deeper into tissues to assist with wound healing, muscle recovery, nerve injury, and joint pain. And obviously, like we talked about before, red light boosts the cellular energy production, and that's with the mitochondria, because the mitochondria really need the red and the infrared to function optimally. And so if you're not getting enough of that, you're not going to produce enough ATP, and then you're going to have basically less energy. I'm sure it's a little bit more complicated than that, but that's a little oversimplified version. So sun your balls. Sure, why not? I'm going to try to do it. I was doing it with a red light. I haven't done it in the actual sun, really, because it's hard to find a good spot to do it. I'm thinking I'm going to build a type of curtain to put around my chair outside, so that, like, because when you live on a lagoon, like I do, you can't, it's almost, I call it a fishbowl. Like, you can't, it's not just the neighbors. Like, I have neighbors behind me, this on either side of me, back here and over there, but then you also have the people across the lagoon here, if you could see the water. But so everyone across the lagoon kind of seen to everyone else's backyard, so they call it a fishbowl. But sun your balls, let me know how it goes, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and that'd be awesome. And I'll leave comments and let me know what type of stuff you want to hear. I'm like doing things on athletic performance and just health and wellness in general. I think it's all great stuff. A lot of times younger athletes don't pay attention to this stuff, but you know, if you want to be optimal as you get older, you have to pay more and more attention to this type of stuff. So that's it.